guys, today's video will be about mental health. Mental health is important, especially after finding out about health diagnosis. This is something that we really don't talk about, but this conversation does need to be had. Nobody talks about the mental state or the mental health that occurs when you find out that you have a health issue or health issues. Your mental state is a lot. You're already in a wreck, for a lack of a better term, because you already found out said information. So today's video, I want to talk about a few things that have to do with that, because I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had. So I want to talk about processing the information that you just found out when you found out that you are diagnosed with health issues or any type of health related disease or anything health related. Processing the info is already enough. You have to accept that there might be tests you have to take, certain treatments that you have to take. You have to wrap your head around that this is something that you have to live with for the rest of your life, unless it's treatable. And you also have to wrap your head around even if it isn't treatable or untreatable diseases. So it's just enough within itself. The next thing I want to talk about is researching and finding out the information on your diagnosis. Now this, y'all, this right here was enough for me. When I found out that I had Turner syndrome, I had no idea, like I told y'all in the previous video, that I even had it. And I didn't know what it was. So, on top of finding out that I had it and didn't know, and then on top of finding out what it is and having to do the research on it, it was enough for me. It was something that really messed with my mental. Because who wants to continuously look at something and having to accept that this is something you're going to live with for the rest of your life? Who wants to accept that? It was just enough for me, and it was just a lot. It was test after test, blood test after blood test, doctor after doctor. It was just a whole uphill battle when I first found out that I had Turner syndrome. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and even to this day it's still not. But those tests, y'all, when I first got diagnosed with Turner syndrome, it was a lot. It was a lot of blood being drawn from my body, and it just took a toll on me, and I felt exhausted. I felt sleepy. I felt just mentally and physically drained from it. The test and treatment. So, like I said, the test and treatment really did take a toll on my body. It was something that I had to get used to because they had put me on some medicine. And putting me on this medicine to get my hormones regulated was a lot. It was a strong dose. As if the test wasn't taking enough out of my body, these pills were just something that I was not ready for. This medicine was just something I was not ready for. And it took some adjusting to get used to taking them, and also having to be on a schedule and taking them. It really took a toll, and changed. It definitely took a toll on my body. When it came to physically, I just felt like I didn't have the strength that I did, the side effects, headaches, different things that this medicine caused. When it did to my mental, just my brain, different things bring about, different changes were brought about, when I got on this medicine. I forgot what it was called, but I just remember it was a kind of like a blue pill. It was a blue pill, and I had to take it. And like I said, it was to regulate my hormones and help me with Turner's. And taking it back, like I said, processing this info, processing that this was probably going to be my new normal. You know, my new normal was going to be with a lot of physicians, a lot of doctors, a lot of specialists. My new normal was me taking this medicine and taking a lot of tests, feeling scared. Most of anything. The next thing I want to talk about is being diagnosed with something and the emotions that it brings out of you. When you get diagnosed with something, it brings out a lot of emotions out of you. You feel sad, you feel depressed, angry, all types of things. Or you might even feel happy that you found it out. Me, when I first found out, I was a little bit of both. But I remember just being a little angry. And not because I found out what was going on, but because I just didn't know how to deal with this. I didn't know how to deal with Turner syndrome. And I felt angry because I truly didn't know how my life was going to be and how this came about. I felt angry at the fact that I didn't know how to deal with this. I didn't know how other people were going to take it when I have to tell them, because I have to tell them. And just having to live with this and this being my new normal, I was just angry. I was mad at the fact that I had to take these tests, be on this new medicine, all these things. I also felt sad because I had to deal with this. But the main thing I felt was angry, because I just felt like if it's not one thing, it's another. I also felt the same way when I had been diagnosed with PCOS. Because with PCOS, I just didn't know neither. The main thing is I knew that I wanted to have children. At that time, when I found out that I had PCOS, I was a teenager. And then when I found out I had Turner syndrome, I was a young adult. I was sad. I was mad. I was also relieved. I felt all kinds of emotions when I found all this information out about PCOS and Turner syndrome. I felt like I was so young. And, what already happened. But the main thing for me was what was going to happen in the future. And what's going to happen in the future. Because I didn't know, and, of course, my doctors didn't know what was the now. And so even now, they still don't know what's, going on. We still have to figure information out and test after test. So the future, some part of it makes me feel nervous. Some part of this information, makes me feel nervous. Because I don't know the future. I say all of that to say this. The mental health after finding out information about your health, it's no joke. It is no joke. Nobody really talks about it, but it is no joke. It really takes a toll. And the questions you have and you not being able to get answers just as much as your physicians, your doctors are not, able to get answers. They can only answer what they know. And you have to deal with it head on. You try to put yourself in different things so you don't have to worry about it. But it still creeps up on you. I know it does me sometimes. Personally, I try to put myself into my work or doing YouTube or, or watching my favorite movie or just something that I know I like. I try to put my head into it. So, yeah. One thing I do love, though, is I love my personality. I like to look at the glass half full instead of half empty. I'm so glad that I did find out about PCOS, about Turner syndrome, and about all the things that I found out through all these tests, through all these physicians. And I'm so grateful that I do have the team of physicians that I do, because they all are like a puzzle piece that make one big picture that is going to come together and help me with my life. So I am so grateful that I found out this information, and for sure my mindset has changed and my mental has changed, and whole perspective has just completely changed. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to talk about how the mental health, after finding out information about your health, how important it is to talk about it, and how people don't. And if you are feeling down and out, I say go to therapy. I'm an advocate for therapy. I think therapy is important. Another thing I would say is talk it out with somebody that is close to you, or people who are close to you, family, friend, co-worker, anybody, etc., cousin, uncle, anybody, colleagues, anybody. Talk it out. Don't keep your feelings and emotions in, because it's a lot to deal with, and it is something that you cannot deal with alone. And also, like me, keep an optimistic mind. Look at the glass half full instead of half empty. It is hard, and I know it is, but you got it. You can do it no matter what. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and open up this video for discussion. Tell me, how was it when you maybe found out something about your health? How was your mental health? Was it good? Did you look at it in a positive way? Did you feel relieved, sad, mad, angry? How did you feel? Go ahead and let me know, and let's talk about it, y'all. And until next time, bye.